Hello everybody, welcome to tonight's stream. Tonight is a big night in Torpedo League F2 as it is the season finale, round 13 here in Brazil. And hopefully we'll be seeing some good racing today. So tonight I think I'm commentating on my own. Sorry, I forgot hiccups. Don't know if anyone else will be commentating with me at all. But one thing that we do know was that we have a championship fight on our hands. Between the two Premiers, and the two Premier drivers have already wrapped up. Oh, for God's sake, I've got these hiccups. Sorry. The two Premiers have already. Oh, God's sake, I need to get rid of these hiccups. Sorry. The Premier drivers have already wrapped up the Constructors' Championship, so all we need to decide today is the drivers. But it is between the two Premier drivers, as I've said, Dolga and Bunnies. I have seen some messages about the championship, which I will quickly get up. So here we go. So if Dolga and Adrian go equal on points after the race, the countback results for the championship, I believe, would go towards Dolga, as he has the most podiums, because so they both have 10 wins. Sorry, they both have 5 wins each. Followed by, so Adrian has 2 P2s, Dolga has 3 P2s, Adrian has 3 P3s, and Dolga has 4 P3s. Sorry, I think I just used my stream. Sorry about that. Had some issues on my YouTube. Yeah, so the championship could be wrong. Sorry, will be won tonight. Depends who is going to win. The times actually. Oh, for God's sake, sorry. Dolga and Bunnies have very close time trial times. So it could be very close, but of course, there's a very good chance that we could see someone else decide to take the win, and it could just be a matter of scrapping points up. But realistically, though, these guys are going to be towards the front, and I expect to see these two at some point battling for the win. Now that the Constructors is over, there's a very good chance we could see some interesting battling between the two. So hopefully we do, actually. I reckon it would be quite interesting to watch, especially as a commentator. It'd be nice to have something that we can, commentate on and get a bit excited about. Let me get the championship post. Oh, sorry. It's getting really annoying now. I really do apologise for this annoyance. For God's sake. Right then, I'll try and do a lap without hiccuping. In fact, we'll get to see the friends list. 1:16.171 is the time that Bunnies has set. So what we're going to do is we are going to nick his setup, and we are going to go. Hang on, let me just hold my breath quickly. Right. Hopefully I won't pick up sound, but we do not have anything set up in this account, so that may be quite slow because we've got quite a lot of assists on. In fact, we even have automatic gears on, which is weird. Evo should be coming out soon, but we are going to do a practice lap here around Brazil. Oh, sorry. Click the back button. Here we go, around Brazil. So, into turn 1, expect some lots of moves into the chicane here. Just using our side-by-side action, and same through this section as well. Down the first DRS straight we go. Long straight into the heavy braking. Expect some moves down here as well. Maybe send some dive bombs. We'll go through this long left here into this double right, which can be quite difficult. So if any drivers go too wide there, it's a very good chance to see an accident from it. Go into these reciprocating corners now. It's quite a nice flowing section of the track here. Don't expect many moves unless someone's going really slowly or there's a bit of a drastic move. So head down towards the final few corners, the last big heavy braking corner, and now we fire away out of the final corner through these little kinks. Hug the inside. We expect some drivers to maybe do this. 117.2 is the first lap we get. Might try to improve that actually. 212 on our first lap. Take that. It's about a second off of the leaders. I think it's actually got braking assist on. Nice. Right, hang on, let me turn a couple of the assists off. Hello to everybody, sorry, anyone that is watching the stream. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the race. Right, we want that all the way off. Steering assist off, yep. Braking off, medium there. Yep, right. We might as well just leave all the other assists on. This time we'll go for a little bit of a different lap. And I'll actually count the corner names because I didn't before. Right then, so. Oh, it's on automatic. Sorry. Unfortunately, this is most you're going to really get out of this at the moment because we haven't got anything going on at the moment. No invites, so. Right then, right now we can actually go for a lap. Right then, we head down.
So far our fastest lap is a 1:17.2.
Oh god. This just helps. Turn 1, turn 2. You see that? You know what? I'll do like a Nico Rosberg style lap where I stop at certain parts of the track to sort of highlight them. Right then. Oh, for God's sake! Sorry, everything's going wrong here. I'm just faffing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of just faffing about until we get to the actual lobby. So, dumps long back straight here, and then we'll start describing the lap as we go on. Right then, so down towards turn 1, heavy braking, different lines you can take here. The inside line is possible, but it could lead to some incidents. Wide line is possible again, but it's just because the centre S's here, cars go side by side through, which may be an issue for some drivers out there. Through turn 3 here, of course Max Verstappen making this corner quite famous for his move around the outside of Nico Rosberg in 2016, but through here, maybe expect some outside around the outside moves. It could be quite good, especially for battling. And you know, usually you can see people going too wide here. Of course, we go onto this DRS straight here. And then into the heavy braking of turn 4. Again, inside line sort of works, outside line sort of works. It's just a case of getting the car actually round the corner, and getting a good exit is quite important, especially because it feeds onto this corner here, which then feeds onto the straight, so it's important to get this section right as you come firing down. So I think this is turn 6 here, into 7, sort of almost double apex corner here. Yeah, again, this may be fairly simple. If I expect maybe sort of move through here, side by side, possibly. The cars are sort of small enough, I think, for it. outside line kind of works, but this part of the track here is very, oh come on, this part of the track here is very sensitive to the throttle. I know, especially in the Formula 1 cars, I've experienced it, so I imagine it's the same for Formula 2. As we head down towards the Albon Hamilton corner, expect maybe some contact through here as well. Wide lines definitely will be taken. I think it's possible to get a decent wide line. Just be careful on the curb, it's quite easy to lose it there. I see some spinning here. This corner here, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some cars understeering off or having to lift through this section here to just keep the car on track. Just because I think it's the nature of the corner just isn't really good for an F2 car to go flat. And then we head into the final long braking corner. Might see some little bit wider lines into this corner, but primarily the racing line is typically the quickest line around here. And then you need to get a good exit here. It could be quite easy to lose it on the curb, but you need a good exit to have a final drag race down to the line. Moves down here might be quite limited, just because again, it's quite a long straight, and you don't usually expect many good overtakes or many overtakes at all in a section of the track like that. So yeah, that's been multiple laps and multiple failed laps off the track. I'm going to join the lobby now. I believe we're waiting on a few drivers now. Right, we're going to spectate. I'm going to get a drink very quickly, and when I come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the championship and any fights up and down the grid. And luckily my hiccups are gone now, so I can talk without getting interrupted. Right, hello everybody, back again. Got a drink, and I am ready for the following races. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly talk about the championship because there's lots of stories happening up and down the grid, and I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it'll be good actually. Yeah. So I'm going to quickly. Where is it? So I'm trying to find the championship post. There it is. Right, so currently your leader of the championship, who's in the favourite spot at the moment for winning the championship, is Bunnies, who has 273 points. Behind him is his teammate Dolga, who, as I said, was going to be the other driver who was going to be fighting for the championship with him. And he has got 265 points, so there's only 8 points in it, which doesn't sound a lot, but over a whole weekend when you've got 3 sessions to win points in, there's a very good chance that we could see some chopping and changing in the championship, even midway this weekend. Tim Bed, he is the Season 4 champion. However, he was in the lead for the championship for a lot of the season until last race, where he, well, basically just decided to disappear for a couple of races, which has caused the drivers behind him to come up in the championship, and it's now got to the point where he's now third in the championship. He's actual level on points with Dolga. Behind them though is Andy Forrest. Great season for Andy Forrest so far in the MP, 217 points, so not in the shout for the championship, but he has pretty much got confirmed P4, as the driver next closest to him is Duracell. Good season for him as well, 5th place with 109 points. This is where it gets close though, because the next few drivers behind him are extremely close. Behind him, Guy Schaap, great season this season as well, 107 points, only 2 behind Duracell. Behind him is, it says Troy King, but I'm not sure who Troy King is, I apologise. Level though with Guy Schaap with 107 points. Behind him, Ghost fired up with 104 points, so there's a very good chance he could get into the top 5, but he's going to get through not only Guy Schaap, not only Troy King, but he's also going to have to get past Duracell, which is his teammate, so there could be some shenanigans there between the two. Clint's saying it's limited numbers tonight, but the show goes on. Yep, there's a championship to fight for, and we've got to get it decided. We can't afford to muck around, you know, the championship is on the line. But behind Ghost in the championship is Ben Bednara, it says on here, but of course that's Benjo. Decent season for him. He had a good start to the season, remember rightly, but it's just kind of been tailing off throughout the rest of the season. So he's currently in 9th place, but basically at this point the fight is for 5th. That is the big fight at the moment. Yeah, it's between, there is a good, it's like Formula E, there are so many drivers who have a chance of getting in that one position, and that, if you don't know why that 5th place is so important, the top 5 in F2 go into what's called the shootout race, or the playoff race, which is where the bottom 5 from F1, so TLF1, and the top 5 from Torpedo League F2 basically go into a race, and the top 5 from that race go up into F1, the bottom 5 from that race go back down to F2. And that's why, because the first 4 places are pretty much confirmed. Again, Andy Forrest, Tim Bed, Dolga, and Bunnies have all got their space pretty much confirmed at this point. But that 1/5 place is all to play for. There is 5 points separating 5 drivers. That's how close it is. Behind them, though, it's sort of a little bit more spread out. There's not really many, well, not really much reason in bringing up some of these people behind, but there's still going to be maybe an internal fight. They want to do as well as they can. I don't know how many of them are racing today, but still, they're going to want to do as well as they can. There's a good chance the baby could get into it, actually. Speaking of, the baby, if he wins both races and picks up maximum points tonight, he will get himself easily around. In fact, to put it into context, if the top 5 in the championship all crash out and he wins the feature race, that's 25 points, which would put him level in joint 6th with 107 points. So that's how close it is at the moment. Sorry, 106 points, which would put him in P8, but still very close. And Clint is saying, I have 50, the best points I've ever got in my racing career. Yeah, in 11th place. He's looking, if he outscores the baby today, which is a good chance of him doing so, then, well, you know, it'd be great because he can get a top 10. So we know what his target is, but I think any points is good. Any points are good points, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy your race today, Clint, and hopefully you don't crash out with them. I'm not sure what time I'm supposed to be going. I think 8 o'clock maybe would be the time, but you know, they're not wrong about limited numbers. I think some drivers actually wanted to. Some drivers wanted to. Some drivers wanted to invite other drivers. Some drivers needed to do an update. But apparently there are quite a few drivers who are going to be joining mid-qualifying, which does make sense. Also, I want to clear up as well. I've made this mistake in the past. The reason why so many drivers go out on softs at the beginning of the qualifying session is because I thought that they had the soft tyre and the medium tyre which they could use, or like a softer version of the tyre and the harder version of the tyre to use for qualifying. So that's why I thought the wet was a bit annoying. I can see why people do it. I still just think it's a little bit annoying as a commentator. However, I must say though, I can understand it because I did an FT race last night, and I must say sitting in the pits for 9 or 20 minutes is quite boring, so I can understand why people do that. Right then, I want to see what the championship standings are in constructors, because that's another fight which will be going on. Because, of course, we already know that Prema have won the championship quite convincingly. However, Shrews pretty much got second place at this point. Close fight though, further down the championship. For P3 in the championship, between MP and Trident, still very close there. Even you and I could get into this title fight here. But Campos and High Tech, only 5 points separating those two. So there's a very good chance that we could see a battle between those two. But we're starting the session now. We're going into qualifying. However, I did just say in chat. They did just say in peaceful chat, in the chat, that people will be joining halfway through qualifying. So it's not over. 7 drivers at the moment. It's not the best, but there is still time for more drivers to join. Of course, we've got half an hour still, so yeah, it's not the end of the world. Ideally we want to see over 10, but you know, as Clint has been saying, show must go on. Well then, no one coming out. Unless, no, wet's okay. Now, Duracell coming out. That's the baby coming out now as well. I guess we better watch these guys, even though it really doesn't mean anything. But hang on, there will be about a minute or so. Well then, I'm back. The baby on soft. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed there. As the baby, and Aaron Gosku, hello. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Saying Forza Dolga. Yep. It should be good. Dolga is the only one in the lobby at the moment. His teammate and championship rival will be here hopefully soon. But we watch the baby now coming through Sector 2. The only driver currently on softs, getting his soft run out of the way. I imagine he'll retire fairly early on in the session, unless he decides to do 2 runs on this tyre. British Army going top with a 127.4. Oh, it's maybe getting a really loose rear end coming out the corner there. But we're going to watch the baby now coming around the final kink. Dolga going top with a 126.5, but the baby should smash this out of the water. 117.4. Not the best lap, I don't think, there. Considering I set a 117.2, I think it was my first lap. I did have a lot of assists, but I'm sure he might want to go a little bit quicker. Zurich British Army and Duracell. So with that. Yellow flags, that's just Dolga and the baby going slowly. Any movement in the pits? No, there's not. And of course, hopefully we'll see some more drivers joining. I know a few that are. In fact, I might throw my hat in and say, go on, give me a race. Ooh, this is rear end going a little bit loose there for Duracell. Is the baby going any quicker? Nope, he's validated this lap. comes to the pits now. Is the Askelos. And we've got Atta Osman saying Dolga is the best pilot in the world. He is genius. He's a good driver. He definitely is. There's been times this season where he's sort of flown under the radar almost. Like he's had good performances, sort of whilst others have done really well, and he's just picking up those points. And as you can see, late on in the season, it massively helps him, especially in a championship fight like this, where if they were to go level on points, him and Adrian, that is, he would win on count back. Like that's how well he's done. He's got more second places, more podiums. But just altogether, he's been in the top 3 more than his teammate. But both of them have done an amazing job in the championship. But the thing is as well, though, even though he's got so many podiums and wins, he's still only second in the championship. So whenever he's not been on the podium, he hasn't really finished that well, which I guess, you know, could maybe, again, could hurt him, you know. But to be fair, it's only 8 points in it, so the championship is still up for grabs. As we go on board now with Askelos, the only driver at the moment out on track on the softs. This is purple first sector. However, this game isn't very accurate with those usually. That didn't look very quick through there. I could be wrong, but now as he comes down towards the final corner, final main corner. So maybe on an outlap, so was Duracell, but we're on board with Askelos. Let's see what he can do from this lap. And Askelos going second, 2 seconds off. But we're going to see Duracell there. Ghost teammate currently in 5th place. Sorry, 5th place in the championship, which means he is the current last driver in the playoff race position. However, he's got many drivers behind him who will be hungry for that, including his teammates. So it will be interesting to see there what happens. But we're going to go on board with Duracell for this lap. I'll probably talk through this one without hiccups and without me pausing because of me concentrating on the lap. So let's go then. Down the home straight we go. Heavy braking into turn 1. Does he hit the apex? He hits the apex nicely. Rides the apex nicely as well. Uses a decent amount of curb, not enough to invalidate. He comes out of turn 3. Down the long DRS straight. Into turn 4. Heavy braking. Hits the apex nicely there. Outside and inside. Very clean looking so far from Duracell. Gets it in. Easy. Oh, and he's just about invalidated that one. You can see he took a little bit too much curb. And he had to correct the car. And unfortunately that led to his downfall. Meanwhile though, the baby. Oh, he was 4 tenths up and he's lost it massively. He's lost the rear end. He's always reset to track there. Probably to get out of the way of Ghost Fired Up, who's just coming around now to start his first flying lap 10 minutes into the session. He's getting a bit of help here actually from the baby with the slipstream. But he's shut off. What's he done? And Ghost has ruined his lap there because immediately he'll be really slow. He should have just kept going unless there was lag or something, unless he saw something or tried to preempt it, but wow. Right then, through turn 3 then. Into turn 4. Through 6 and 7 now we go. He's got the baby in front who could actually help him, could be a bit of a slipstream to get past that 117.4 range. As we watch him now Heading through the long left, he goes a little bit wider there, and he's slowing up, I think, to maybe start another, like a second lap, just to get to maybe out of the way. Closest maybe there on Ghost Lap. Sorry, I missed that. Duracell going top with a 1:16.5. Maybe then with a 1:16.5 as well. Very close lap times between the two there. In fact, I should probably switch this onto Leah. There you go. 52 thousandths off of in there. He's coming around the corner here. Lewis Albon corner. There's the baby. He's crashed. Has he crashed? I think he has. So maybe out of the session. And now for the final few kinks here. Final few kinks here. Sorry. Across the line, what's he going to get? He gets pole position at 1:16.4, 49 thousandths ahead. A good lap from Ghost there. Can anyone fight back and take Pat? Oh, Duracell's invalidated there. I wonder if he went off track. Ghost now, what if he... No, he won't be warming up because I think he's going to go for a move. Yep. Right then. So, coming out the pits though is Dolga. There he is. On the softs now. Watching Dolga now. Dolga's got some fans watching. I'm sure they'll be cheering him on as he drives the Robert Schwartzman car. Adrian will join at some point apparently, I've been told. He's got about 13 minutes to do so. He's got to make sure he actually gets in the lobby. It doesn't really matter too much if he sets it. There we go, perfect timing. Bunny's 9999 has joined. Watch Dolga here. He starts his first flying lap. We're going board for the fans. So head down. Oh, nice corner there. Take a lot of inside curb. It looks like it's helped him to sort of help to slow him down a little bit. Maxing out that 5th gear. Quick shift up to 6th. Down 2 more. Gets himself a nice exit here. Looks very smooth at the moment. go Bunny's in the pits, ready to come out for his lap. Oh, it's looking good. It's purple second. And Dolga now, he wants to lead the championship. If he gets pole position today, he'll close in the points gap to 3 points. Takes an inside line, and he goes top by 19 thousandths of a second. He takes pole position, or sorry, provisional pole I should say, and he's getting closer and closer to Bunny's championship lead. Bunny's though in the pits by himself, waiting. He's watching Askilos now. He's a tenth and a bit down on his current lap, but I'm sure he'll regain it in the final sector. There we go, near enough 4 tenths up. And Askilos goes 0.45 tenths quicker, but it's just not good enough to get himself that much closer. The gap's very close at the moment, I must admit. Gap is very close, and Dolga goes top again, much quicker this time, a 1:16.2, which goes 2 tenths quicker. The question is, when does his teammate Bunnies decide to make the move to get out on track and prove that he could be as quick as his teammate? They've been very close pace-wise. Both, I think, had a 1:16.1 in time trial, only separated by about 0.02 of a second, I believe it was. And who's that there? That is, I believe, Duracell coming out. No, it's not. Who was that? That was sorry, it was Duracell. The number 22 F2 car coming out of the pits now, ready to put in another flying lap to get closer to that pole position, maybe even get pole position. He's coming around very slowly actually there. Any more movement in the pits as Askilos comes back in, and they're getting ready to receive him in the pits. Oh, there's yellow flag, sector 3. That's Dolga. I think he might just be in low fuel mode. Yep, sounds like it. Duracell then on his lap, about to finish it. So watch him now, hugging the inside wall. 1:16.5. I believe that was his lap actually. Hopefully he doesn't invalidate this one. Last time we were on board with him, so we won't go on board with him, but we'll just watch it. Down the back straight. Him coming around the middle sector. He's the only car out on track at the moment. But I believe that is British Army, I think, making a move in the pits, I think. It is, in fact, British Army. Duracell there coming around the final corner. Really getting a little bit skiddery. He got closed in 2 tenths. Now he goes a little bit quicker, 34 thousandths quicker, that is. So watch British Army now coming around. Yeah, again, the middle sector. Watch British Army now going on board with him now. Ex-Torpedo League commentator. So you have 6 viewers. Taking a lot more curve there. And his first aim is to go quicker than his teammate. And then it's just to close in on that top 3. That top 3 is a pretty good times there. So hopefully he can get close to that. As we see Duracell about to cross Noah's 90 back go through in the pits. Through sector 2. British Army now. Into the heavy braking. Ooh, luckily he didn't invalidate the lap there. Almost got into the grass, which is near enough for an immediate invalidation. He's got a nice, clean, clear track to himself. Bunny's still not emerging from the pits. I imagine he would probably do it about now. You'd like to think he'd do it about now. Here we go. He's aiming for a 116 ideally. Be a low 116 just so he can get himself into that top 5. Oh, it's a 117.1. It's within a second of pole, which is still pretty good. Surprised if he goes for another flyer, which is why he is going to go for another flyer, I think. Yep, well, he's 400s over, but still time to be made up. I'm sure he probably knows where he could make up some time. He's on low fuel though, so I don't know if he'll be able to make it, as that is, I believe, your championship leader exiting the pits. Yes, it is Bunnies coming out on track now. The championship leader and Dolga's championship rival. See Clint through here. Is he quicker? No, 10th over. He might pull into the pits here just to fuel up and go for another run. And there's Bunnies. Goes right up coming out for an outlap now. And there's yellow flags. And I think is that Andy Forrest coming out as well? Yeah, a lot more drivers I think coming out now. Is that Dolga again as well? He's going to trash those tyres. But Bunny's out on an actual lap. I think. No, he's on an lap. Wait, what the hell? His time screen's gone a little bit weird there. Taking a wider line, so it definitely isn't his normal lap. He's going to get a really good run here. I think that's what he was trying to do. Maybe that's a smart move. Maybe he's the Alonso of the grid, pioneering a new line to help you go quicker. You see the little correction there, trying to avoid the curbs. Let's go aboard with him before this. And Clint retiring from the session now. Here we go. Into turn 4. Lovely stuff so far. Looking at the two Premiers, definitely going to be the ones fighting towards the front today. Maybe mixed in with a couple Tridents and the MP of Andy Forrest. of course, the baby will be someone to look out for as well. Goes right up, just starting his lap. And now, in through this little middle sector, this tight and windy section. Rear end getting a little bit loose there, maybe there. Brakes hard and heavy now. Let's go to the final run, down towards the line. A 1:16.2 is the current fastest lap of the session. He needs to go quicker to get it on pole. Oh no, it's only 4th. It's only 4th. It's a 1:16.4. Sorry, 0.5 that is. And is he going for? Or no, oh, sorry. Is he going for another lap? He is. It's quicker. Why have I got hiccups again? Do apologise to anyone listening. But he's through the middle sector now. Car going slowly there. Might be fuel as they spun. And now we watch him. Around the long winding corner here. Andy Forrest going 6th. Finally, he's looking to improve. He's got Duracell slipstream. This could work out perfectly for him. Oh no, gets into the pits. I don't believe it. That could have so easily been a pole position lap, and he's retired from the session. Unless he went into low fuel mode or something, as he... I am shocked with that. Well then, Andy Forrest though, we're watching him. He's on an actual valid lap. Is it a quick one? We'll find out as he goes across the sector. Sorry, I had to hold my breath again. Right then, sorry, try to get rid of these hiccups. So, it's pretty much confirmed at the moment. So, it is confirmed that Dolga takes pole position and closes in by 4 points to Bonnie's, making it only 3 points the gap between the two drivers. No, 4 points between the two drivers. I believe it's an 8-point gap. Followed by the two Tridents, then Bunnies. I wonder what happened there. If we do end up talking to him in the interviews later, I'd love to know what happened there. Not to say that he won't make it up during the race, but you know, it's definitely curious. I don't know if he ran out of fuel or something, or he would have ran out of fuel or something if he carried on. And Dolga's going to take as much time as he wants. Thank you very much for that. Wait for all the cars now. Here we go then. There is confirmed Dolga pole position. Less than a second covering the whole grid, except Askilos. And already this battle for P5 in the championship is shaping up to be a good one, as well as the battle for the championship. People that are watching, what's your predictions for the race? It's dry in all sessions, so we have a dry race throughout. Which should hopefully, well, it's good for everyone else actually, because Adrian is very good in the wet. So luckily there are no wet sessions, according to Clint. Hopefully maybe there's some rain coming towards the end, but I doubt it. Otherwise I think they would have seen it on the radar. But the drivers now could be selecting their, well, can't really select their strategy, so they might as well just ready up now. Yeah, we will go through the grid, see who's starting where, and hopefully we will be treated to a great race. Hello Eric, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. You tuned in at the right time. We just had qualifying. Dolga battling for the Dolga and Bunny's battling for the championship. Only 4 points separating them now. We could see Lewis Hamilton and Massa situation. You know, might be there. Is that Clint? Is that the baby? Is that Ghost? Is that Dolga? Is that Bunny's? Sort of one of those moments. But we'll do the grid rundown. 20 laps of this track. And there, let's go. So, Dolga, pole position, second in the championship, looking to make it top in the championship by the end of the sprint race and looking to win that championship overall. Ghost looking to get into that playoff fight, that playoff race fight, trying to burn off as much fuel I guess as possible there. Yep, he's someone who's desperate to trying to get into F1, and the only way he can do that is by having an unbelievable weekend, beating his teammate, and well, I'm sure he would love to do that. Behind him is Duracell, currently P5, so a lot of drivers behind him wanting that P5 in the championship there, but it's going to be very close. Followed by Buddy's current leader of the championship, wants to win it. It'd be great if he does. He's been working for it for a long time, but to be fair, so is Dolga. Followed by DeBaby, F1, then Andy Forrest, good season for him so far as well. British Army, his best season in league racing, he's 50 points, he's looking to make it more today. And Askilos, qualifying towards at the back of the grid, all of them are soft tyres. And Eric saying Forza Khan. So clearly there's a lot of Dolga fans here. I must say I'm supposed to be unbiased as a commentator, but I must say I would like to see Adrian win it. Nothing against Dolga, nothing against any of the other drivers on the grid. I would just simply I think I would just like to see Bunny's win the championship, as he's been in F2 for an extremely long time, and I would like to see Ghost go into the playoffs. But none of that matters. The lights go out, and it's go, go, go for the start of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Ghost fired up, taking the lead right from the start. A really great start from Ghost. And look at this. It's already side-by-side contact between the two teammates. And Ghost with an absolutely unbelievable launch with the two Premers already making contact at turn 1. As we head down now towards turn 4, we see Andy Forrest pulling out. Maybe think about a move on someone. No, but look at this, Dolga following right behind Ghost. We see how close they are already. Dolga looking to make a move, try and pull away maybe from Ghost. Hello David, sorry. I saw Eric and I said Eric, okay. I know you've been here before, but I've always said Eric. Right, as we watch Bunny's now, this battling between these two up front is definitely going to help Bunny's. Bunny's needing to outscore Dolga in every race, pretty much just to make sure he wins this championship. The odds right now, though, not looking too good if the flag were to go out now. But there's still loads of time to go, loads of laps, and lots of things that can happen. Dolga with the slipstream now on Ghost. Will he go inside, outside, or will he stay back? Planning his move maybe for later. Doesn't look like it though, he's not lifting off, he's just going to keep going, ploughing on down the straight. They go side by side. Ghost getting the first lap as he leads the first lap of the race. And look at that Dolga though, sent up the inside. There's contact, and Ghost is round. Ghost did it back out, and it's led to his downfall. And oh no, there's crashing at the back as well. DeBaby and Andy Forrest. involved, and now the two championship rivals. The two championship rivals are battling here. As you see side by side battling here between Duracell and Bunnies. Dolga's just pulling away here. And Bunnies can't afford to drop many points. This is the big race. This is the one where you score the most amount of points in. The trouble is, Duracell is the one who's fighting for his spot in the playoff race. And with Ghost all the way down in 5th place. And I don't know if he's got damage or not. But he's really going to need to find that extra bit of pace. A safety car would massively help them right now. And hopefully the gaps sort each other out, because this game is absolutely dreadful. And Dog with the fastest lap of the race. And he's pulled 3 seconds ahead of Bunnies, and trouble is as well, Duracell's not giving up, he wants to 2nd place. Behind, Ghost trying to close in and pass British Army. Here we go. Looking for an overtake, will he switch to the inside? No, he goes towards the outside, he's sticking there! And Clint's squeezing him! And no, that was, no. Clint could have given him a lot more room there. I know he was behind him, but Ghost, just things going from bad to worse for him there. And Clint could have definitely given him more room there. And the baby's gone through on him very, very easily after he drifts a little bit wide. And the race going from bad to worse for Ghost. And now, look at that, what's happened? I don't know what's happened to Clint there, he's gone wide. I don't know if he was giving the position back to Ghost or something, but Dolga though, stretching the gap 4 tenths more this time round. Oh no, it's coming down a little bit actually. Gap's modulating, but Bunnies though, he did have the championship lead. Dolga's been whistling it down this weekend. He did it in qualifying, he might try and do it again in the race. Duracell just behind though, trying to get past Bunnies. He's now got the DRS to help him as well. He's got the DRS here, and unfortunately with these two battling for Bunnies, this could be race over unless there's a safety car. Oh, there's contact, and Duracell's round! And now Bunnies alone in 2nd, he's 4 seconds back. And now Bunnies is near enough got a confirmed P2, because their baby's in P3, 3 seconds behind. And he's got Ghost fired up, who I must say must be angry right now, white hot with rage with how this race has gone so far. He's going to have that extra motivation, but hopefully that doesn't lead to his downfall. Well, people watching, hopefully you've enjoyed the race so far. It's been a little bit interesting. Oh! And as I read the comment from David there saying spin GP, we just saw Bunny's having a big moment there. As you see Andy Forrest now and Askelos having a bit of a battle towards the back of the grid. Fairly insignificant battle, I guess, for menial points in the championship at the moment. Duracell though a little bit further back, not good for his championship fights. For that P5 in the championship, Ghost in P4, definitely scoring more points, and Ghost was losing it. Ghost, calm down. That's the last thing you want to do. He just needs to stay where he is now, pick up the points. If anyone spins, if anyone crashes, just go past them, pick up the points. That's all he needs to do to get that P5. But also, but I think Duracell's the one who's going to have to actually push. It looks like Ghost is pushing harder from the way that he's been driving with all sorts of shapes that he's been throwing. But Bunny's like that start of the race really hurting. I'm not at all for 1 second doubting Dog. I'm not saying that the reason why Dog's so far ahead is because of those battles. He genuinely has good pace around here, but it definitely helped the battling between Duracell and Bunnies. That definitely helped because it got them out of DRS, and it's meant that he can naturally just pull away, do some laps by himself, and now the championship has definitely come down to the sprint race. So few drivers as well, there's not much really to look at in the grid. Yeah, again, Suprema 1-2. It's like that in the championship, it's like that on track. It's also like that in constructors. The two drivers very comfortably winning the constructors championship by almost over 100 points. In fact, the way things are going here, they could definitely win the championship by over 100 points today. Let's see this nice helicopter shot here of Dolga through the lovely middle sector, nice flowing section of track. I'm sure he must be enjoying himself here. This is how you do it. He's got a bit of pressure on him, even though he's not holding the championship. He's in the lead, which will give him the lead of the championship, I'm sure of it. But he's staying cool, calm and collected. He's doing a good job here, managing the gap nicely. He's pulling away more than he's losing time. And I'm sure that's what he'd love to see as he starts the 7th lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Duracell the closest to any other driver at the moment. Closing in. Oh, where's the baby pits? The baby and Ghost pitting. Any speeding penalties? Nope, not from what I'm seeing. Duracell not pitting. Andy Forrest is pitting, as Skelos looks like he's not going to pit. So it's 3 drivers pitting for the mediums. The baby was the first one to pit. Then it's Ghost. No wing damage to be seen from any drivers up and down the grid. Well, let's see if this undercut means anything. And of course, it will be interesting to see when the Premas pit, because of course with those two being teammates, you know, of course Duracell staying out, Ghost fired up, pitting. They won't have to worry about the double stack, but Askelos probably won't have to worry about double stack. But if these two pit, the two championship rivals, if they have to pit, hang on, I think, what's going on here? Oh, okay. I think Andy Frost might have had a wing damage. But if these two pit on the same lap, will they be clear? Will they be clear enough for them to not double stack? Dolga not pitting. Bunnies, what will he do? Will he pit early? Will he try and go for the undercut? He's pitting early. He's committed. He pits early, and he's made sure that he's got the car slowed down. He's going to lose a lot of time under. He gets the car slowed down, to be fair to him, but he's lost a lot of time there. And now 3 more drivers go in. Dolga being the only driver to not pit. He's on his own out on track. Could this be? This is make or break here. This is make or break for Bunnies. He's leading the championship, but once the points from the... Oh no, Duracell got held up. Duracell has been held up. They had to let British Army go. As Ghost, where will he come out ahead of these drivers? Oh my god, the undercut. And the undercut is huge, look at that. Askelos and Dolga, the only drivers not to pit. Bunny's dropping a position to the baby. That's how hard the undercut hit. I guess maybe because of Bunny's going, slowing down as much as he did. That might actually be why it's quite dramatized. But on lap 8 of 20, Dolga comes into the pits. Does he play it as safe as his teammate? Sort of. He didn't spend as much time though with the pit limiter on, and Askelos should be pitting this lap as well, but Bunny's just behind the baby. He will have the DRS on him. So it's the case of, can he get the move done? Ideally you want to get the move done before Dolga comes out the pits, and then Dolga now, he's been released onto the mediums. And the gap is huge, look at that. That will be, how much, 6 to 7 seconds maybe when they come out. I may be wrong, maybe 4, maybe back to what it was before, but it's definitely huge, look at that. You know what, take a bow there, that is a brilliant, brilliant pit. I mean, a pit window I guess you could say, for Dolga. And Flores saying, Dolga, GOAT. Drive like this at the moment, you would not say no to that, would you? There's still plenty of time for a safety car to change things up a little bit. put the pack up together. Surprisingly, no penalties so far. I'm not sure what the warning chart is like at the moment, as Bunny's going a little bit quicker there than I anticipated, I won't lie. As he comes through the sweeping part of the middle sector, just behind the baby. Oh, is he getting really crossed up there? He's just behind the baby. See the baby pulling a little bit through that middle sector. The Bunny is 5/10 up there through the final sector. Sorry, through the second sector I should say. He gets the DRS on the baby. Maybe by turn 4 he'll have a move lined up. The Bunny's with the fastest lap of 117.7 to see if anyone behind can maybe catch that up, but Bunny's with the DRS with the slipstream. Definitely going to help him. Duracell though with a 17.6. And I think Bunny's is just too far back. He seems to lose so much time like through the corners. And that's his downfall. That's where he's losing the most amount of time. No matter how much DRS he gets, he just can't seem to carry as much corner speed. So I don't know if that's a setup thing, I don't know if that's anything like that, but the baby definitely helping Dolga at the moment in the championship fight. And it's all going to come down to the sprint race. In fact, I'm going to get my phone now and try and calculate what the points would be after this race. In fact, actually, could someone in chat please, how many points do you get for the top 3 in F2? If someone knows, can you please put it in put it in chat just so I can quickly work it out while I'm watching this. As Duracell getting a penalty. I did not see that. Is that 3 seconds? It is 3 seconds. That could hurt him in the future. If those two start battling and Andy Forrest catches up, there's a good chance we could see. Oh, hang on, up front though. Bunny's towards the outside, baiting the baby. Can he cut? Does he brake early for a switch track? No, he doesn't. The baby though gives him the room. He gives him the room, to be fair. We've seen contact between front tyre and side pod before, and it's not ended well. Oh, they're cutting across each other. There's yellow flags. There's a car, I think, in the wall. It's Duracell. Duracell's gone off track. And now look at this side by side. They're so close. Oh, goes right up with a penalty. That's really not going to help him. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for Aston for that. But there we go. Bunny's retaking second place in the race. He gets past the baby, however, the baby though, with that extra corner speed and with that DRS and the slipstream, could make easy work of Bunny's to take back that P2. But to be fair though, it looks like Bunny's has been freed a little bit here. He's seemingly making up a bit more time through some areas of the track. Aston saying same as F1, but 2 points for fastest lap, I think, in the feature. It sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. So that would be 25, 18, and 15, I think. So Dolga would take the lead of the championship, I believe, after this. And the baby now reckless round the outside into turn 1. Oh, going ultra defensive there. Bunny's taking a very tight line. The baby had to try and go for the inside there. As we watch them now come down towards turn 4. He's got the slipstream, he had the DRS, but it's just not enough. And see this great helicopter shot here of the cars winding up through the Sao Paulo hills. Oh, is that Bunny's wide there, maybe? And he forced for the 3 second time penalty, there we go. Jackson, the question was, what is the points for the top 3 in, actually top 5, say, for, actually, what, sorry, can you, right, main question is, what are the top points for the top 3 in F2? Yeah, that's it. Just like, is it the same as F1, or is there like a little bit of difference to it? I thought it was only the top 10, yeah, top 10 score points in this, and I think it's top 8 in the sprint. As Dolga gets fastest lap, 117.6. As you watch the baby now, can he get the move done on Bunny's to make another switcheroo, or will he go for the outside or inside? He's got the run. Looks towards the inside, but he's too far back, I think, there. And I think Bunny's was trying to compensate for him being there. Feature is the same as F1, thank you, Jackson. So, yeah, Dolga will be on 25 points, Bunny's will be on 18 points, and the baby would be on 15. But because Dolga has the fastest lap, though, he gets extra 2 points, which is the difference to F1, as you only get 1 point. This is in real life F1, but it's really F1. If you're in the top 10, you get 2 points. But I'm going to quickly get the championship standings up now, just so I can see what would happen. Right then, Adrian would lose the championship lead. Our sprint is the same, but take away the 25 and 18. Oh, okay, yeah. Pole's 4 points and fastest lap is just 2. Okay, I'm trying to do quick maths here. This isn't going to work out. Actually, I thought I'd be fine with this. I should be commentating. Can you guys work out what the championship what the championship difference would be here? Oh, look at this as it goes around the outside. By the way, Adrian would be on 273 points at the start of this weekend, and Dolga will be on 265, so try and work it out, please. Thank you very much. If you could, or I'll try and do it at the end of the race, but I need to commentate on this battle here between these two, the baby and Bunnies. This is the difference of 3 points, and this could be the difference of the championship. The baby's taking a different line, trying to get a better exit. Has he got a better exit though? Look at this. Oh, he goes towards the outside. That's really dangerous. Car nearly off track there. Adrian went to the weekend with 8 more points. Yes, so he lost 4 in qualifying. And now the baby so close here. You'd have to say that he would be able to pass Bunnies towards turn 1, especially because he has a good corner speed, especially through these long corners. You see how much he closes in. And there, as you really see that closing speed. And of course, with that DRS and the slipstream, he will go for a move. Will he go inside or outside? I think he's going to go inside. He's gone the outside a couple of times. No, he stays back. So with Dolga P1 and Adrian P2, then Dolga is 3 points ahead. Thank you, Jackson, for that. And of course, it'll be 6 points ahead if Bunnies ends up finishing in 3rd, and the baby finishes 2nd. So thank you, Jackson, for that. Big help. And Ghost fired up actually in a good position here. I believe he takes P5 in the championship. With the way things are going, with Guyshap not being here, Troy King not being here, and with oh, there you go. Dolga gets fastest lap. Here's a 5-point lead. Okay, so 8 points is the maximum for Dolga at the moment, really, because if Bunnies, Bunnies is pretty much a confirmed podium here, unless something drastic happens. Unless Ghost actually closes in, but I don't think Ghost will close in by the end of the race. But yeah, Ghost should be in P5 at the moment with his teammate down in P7. In fact, Ghost would be P4 after this, because British Arm is too far back. As you watch these two battling yet again, it's a gift that just keeps on giving these two. You don't know if they're going to go for an overtake. There's definitely strategy involved. They've already done their pit strategy, but now it's just in terms of race strategy, racecraft. This is where the drivers in real life earn their money. And now the baby on the inside. Look at this, side by side. Ooh, we've seen inside on outside contact before, and it's never really ended well. And now the baby gets ahead. And those two battling, Ghost closes in about a 1/10 of a second there. Let me see, Bunnies with no helmet. Very interesting. Oh, is that Duracell? Is that Duracell crashed? And it is Duracell. Has he got wing damage? It doesn't look like he does, no. So unless he's just had a little spin, or he has hit the wall but it's not hard enough to take a wing off. But watch Bunnies now. Don't think that Ghost can close in. It's 2 seconds and it has been for a while now. Let's watch Bunnies get on board here. We get to see his balaclava there. Ooh, Oh, hello, he's a little bit further back that time. And he tries to go for it. Bunnies now. Will he go for it turn 4? That's where the baby did it last time. It's very hard to fight back after turn 4. He's going to be sensible, I think. Yep, stays back. And the gap just gets closer and closer. However, through the middle sector, though, I think the baby just has the edge on Bunnies. Because of that, it's a corner speed. You can sort of see it, how the car sort of picks up. It just has an extra grip. I don't know if it's the driver's taking it differently, as you see Bunnies' rear end going a little bit loose there, starting to wander off a little bit. Black line squiggling there now. The tyres are starting to go a little bit as well. Oh, and I think that was a mistake there from the baby, because you see the gap closing in almost about 2/10 there. Different lines, but it's that corner there, it gets so much speed. I think Bunny's usually getting better exits out of this corner here. He's going to have the slipstream on him. I don't know if the DRS will be enough. It's not like F1 where you have the extra help of ERS as well. Of course, with the 3-second time penalty, now half the field have penalties. And Bunny's now, he's going to have to go for a move at turn 4. He needs to block the baby through that middle sector, because that's where it counts. He needs to get past him on the final lap at turn 4, so that he can't fight back. And here we go, a lovely view here of the inside move. Oh, and the baby going off track. I don't know if there was contact between the two drivers there. Still going side by side. No, they're not. They finally form one behind each other. And Bunny's now in the lead. Sorry, in second place. Sorry, but Dolga's so far ahead. Feels like we're watching a battle for the win anyway. It's been a dominant performance so far from Dolga. Really nice, calm, reserved drive, but he's still pulling ahead of these guys. Even though they're battling, it's still pretty good. And Ghost currently 1.5 seconds back, but I don't know he'll be too much of a worry for these guys, as he does have that 3-second time penalty. And all Bunnies is trying to do now is minimise the damage minimise the damage in the championship damage limitation at the moment. Definitely, as the baby now, or who spun there? I think that's Duracell. It is, as the baby now looking towards the outside. Ooh, can he get the move done? I don't think he will. Lucky there wasn't contact there between those two. Great battling though, great respect between the two there, giving each other enough room, but racing each other hard enough to the point where they're not taking each other out. It's really good to see. British Army getting a penalty now, only 3 drivers, the top 3 that is, without penalties. I think the baby knows that the final lap is where it's all going to be made up, and he'd be stupid to go for a move here. He doesn't, he backs off a little bit, trying to maybe go for better exit, maybe setting up a move possibly into this corner. We haven't seen really any moves into that corner yet. Most corners you can probably set up a move for. It's just the middle sector seems so much quicker for the baby, that's the thing. And that is Askelos around. The centre race has not been the best race for him, 20 seconds behind Duracell, who himself is nearly 20 seconds off. As we start the final lap though, Dolga getting closer and closer to the championship in the SMP Racing number 20 Prema. But the baby though, looking to try and end Bunny's chances of the championship. He's going to try the same move again. Oh, but he's giving more room this time. Much more room this time. I don't know if that's hurt him on the exit. The baby now, much closer. He's got the DRS. And I think Adrian's going to have to block the inside here. He moves into the braking zone we go. None of them going wide. Oh, and Bunny's though making a mistake. And the baby, he's on the favoured line as well. Will he force him out of it? Oh, he's made contact as well. And I think that was the baby there. I don't know what he was doing. He's forced him off track, and now Adrian spun. Oh no. And we've seen such respectful driving between these two, and it gets ruined like that. The baby forcing Adrian off track there, comes across on him. They both could have easily made that corner. They both could have made the corner, and it's a bad way to end the race, but not a bad way to end the race for Dolga. He takes the championship lead and he takes the win in the feature race, followed by the baby. I'm definitely sure we'll see some afters in the F2 chat after that one. The baby definitely could have given more room there, in my opinion. You see, he kept coming across on him, forced him wide, and I think Ghost is letting him through. He's letting him through. He didn't have to any because he had the penalty, but Bunny's taking P3 off the Ghost. I guess a sign of respect maybe, as the baby caused an unnecessary incident there. British Army taking P5, yet again more points to his 50-point tally. Andy Forrest in P6. Duracell crashing it there. Perfect timing, eh? Followed by Askilos, who is coming. Jackson, fastest lap, I believe, went to Dolga, if we have a quick look. Oh, okay. We'll find out. We'll find out, Jackson. I believe it was Dolga. Looks like the baby's saying, "My bad. I thought I left just about enough space." But then. And Clint saying, "Adam, sorry for the squeeze, bro. That was the move we were talking about earlier." And yeah, definitely some afters in the chat. A few different incidents going on. But Dolga, I believe, had the fastest lap there. I believe I missed out on that. Actually, no, to the light. No, we are about to see now who got fastest lap. I believe it was Dolga in the end, though. I don't think anyone else went quicker than Dolga. Saying that was some of the worst racing I've seen from most people. So definitely showing his disgust towards how that race went, especially because he was involved in one of the incidents. So Jackson saying, "Does Dolga has an 8-point lead? Thank you. You're like a Ted Kravitz. You're like a silent Ted Kravitz. Very, very helpful. Thank you very much." Right then, 8 drivers then, ready to go. Our championship leader starting from the back of the grid. Askilos starting on pole. Be interesting to see what happens at the start. As unfortunately, I do hate to say it, Askilos is not exactly the quickest driver, so it'd be interesting to see how he does off the start and how he does out at turn 1. See if he gets swarmed or not. But we will do the grid rundown. So, Askilos. Well, it is literally a reverse grid because last place in the race takes pole. So this one, Askilos taking P1. Duracell in P2, trying to get back that P5 which he's lost to his teammate Ghost in the Drivers' Championship, followed by Andy Forrest. Good season for him so far, 4th in Championship, pretty comfortably 4th, and I'm sure he'll just be wanting to add more to that points tally. Followed by British Army. Had a good season so far, never finished outside the top 10 this season, and I'm sure he's definitely going to be able to do that, but as long as he finishes. Go fight up then. 5th place, currently in the, currently in P5 in the Championship. Maybe looking to protect that today. He just needs to score some good points and preferably finish ahead of his teammate. Bunnies in P6 at the moment. Off the start, I should say. What am I saying at the moment? Bunnies in P6. Championship rival to Dolga, who starts last, but the baby in P7. Sandwiched between the two. So then, and I've just had Jackson coming in chat, thank you extremely much for the help, Jackson. He said if Dolga gets P3 or better, he is champion no matter what Adrian does. So it all comes down to this final race of the season, season 5. It's been a bit of an up and down season, bit of a roller coaster, moving up and down side to side like a roller coaster. For many of these drivers, it's been an up and down season, and we're going to cap it off with the lights going out as we head down towards turn 1 for the feature race here in Brazil. Turn 1, Duracell sends it in, Askelos getting forced wide there. Does he make contact with Andy Forrest? He does, he spins round. And who's he collected? He's collected Ghost! He's collected Ghost. And immediately, Bonnie's getting promoted to P3, moving the baby out wide, the baby on the inside. Resuming the battle from the first race of the session. Any contact? There is contact! It looked like there was going to be. You cannot go side by side like that through there. We've seen plenty of respectful driving in the past from those two, but that time I reckon things boiled over, and this is worst case scenario for Ghost. P6 off in that bottom group, and now he's going to have to fight to get back to that leading group. I don't think it's going to be possible this race though. This could be it. Duracell currently in P1. I think he'd take P5 this time round. Even though there's less points on offer, there's still a very good chance that Duracell could fight his way back up to P5 in the championship. Andy Forrest in P2. Good stuff from him. He survived everything, survived it all. There was contact made between him and Askelos, but in the end though, he's come out on top of it. Bunny's P3. However, just behind him is his championship rival. Jackson, if the flag were to go out at this point with Adrian P3 and Dolga P4, would they be level on points? Would Bunnies win it? Because I think you said P3 or better no matter what Adrian does, so but Bunnies though trying to close in on Andy Forrest and Duracell. It's definitely going to be a DRS train here, and Ghost and the baby battling a little bit further back actually. Oh no, they're not. Looked like they were. And well, Eric, sorry, David said how many laps has how many laps before Askelos is last? Well, if anyone said 0, then you're a winner. But Jackson has very helpfully said thank you very much. He said, as things stand, as things stand, it is Dolga who wins the championship. So, well, it could end very dramatically, and I think it already technically has ended dramatically, or it will end dramatically, as Dolga takes the fastest lap, 117.7. Jackson saying Adrian needs to outscore Dolga by 8 points, so basically Dolga has to get into some sort of accident and go towards the back of the grid. Which, at this rate, might actually be with his teammate. It's not giving very good gaps here, is it? Stupid game. Honestly. Oh, his Bunnies almost goes into the back of Andy Forrest there. He's just sitting behind him now, trying to pick away these gaps. He's got DRS this time to help him, but he's also got his teammate behind him who will do nothing at all in any way help him, because he needs this championship. He wants this championship. He's fought hard for it. His friends are here to watch him. I'm sure they'll be enjoying it. Dolga setting another fastest lap of 117.5. Oh, his body's getting really sketchy there. Dolga with the DRS. Unfortunately, with this DRS train here, they're just going to keep pulling ahead and pulling away from British Army, so it just means that we're going to end up not really seeing many overtakes, I don't think. there could be a very good chance that things end this way. It just means that one driver will have to make a mistake, or have a really good, you know, corner, a really good sector, something like that. You see how deep Bonnie goes into that corner. It's like he doesn't hit the back of him. Could be foreshadowing, never know. Guys, Ghost gets the first penalty of the race. 2 Drivers' Championship fights going on at the moment, and one of them at the moment looking fairly over, the other one though hangs in the balance of this race. And it all really kind of depends on whether or not... Oh my god, that was close. And Bonnie's now being closed in on by Dolga. I mean, Dolga at this point could just sit back. I think he would know. And if he's watching the stream, he may know already that all he has to do really is just sit back. He's got to drop 8 points, which at this point in time isn't looking very likely. But Buddy's trying to pull it ahead, trying to take the lead, get as many points as possible. We head now down towards the end of the lap. Things quieting down a little bit, even with DRS bringing everyone closer. Duracell actually pulling out quite a decent gap here. As Bunny's taking fastest lap, but 117.5, good lap from him. And he's closed into Andy Forrest with that lap as well. Looking at, he's trying to look at this. He's trying to set up an exit, set up a really good move now. Oh, but he's lost time though. He had a little bit of oversteer. You could see it in the way that he was reacting with his hands. Closing in on Andy Forrest now. He's just behind him. Andy Forrest being hunted down, as well as him being the hunter as he tries to catch Duracell. As you see, Bunny's having to catch his car there. So many times he's having to catch his car. Which I think doesn't help he's using such low gears. It means that when he gets onto the throttle, he really stamps on his... Andy Forrest goes wide. He makes a mistake. And Bunny's just going to look to try and maybe capitalise off of that mistake. Oh, this is good, this is good. He's got a good exit. Andy Forrest, I may or may not have DRS. I don't think he does. I don't think he was in the detection zone. He doesn't. And Bunny's getting past now. Will he? Oh, wow, that was close. And now we watch Bunny's trying to hunt down. Oh, he's got DRS as well. He's got DRS and Duracell. Wow. When Duracell could be caught and hunted down here. And Andy Forrest, for Bunny's sake, he's going to have to defend for his life here. Bunny seems to be making up some decent time from the looks of it on the brakes there, especially that corner there. He seems to go a lot deeper than anyone else. And he's able to still carry the speed that he needs. A little mistake there from Duracell. I think Andy Forrest might be holding up Dolga a little bit there actually. As you watch these two now. Another small mistake there possibly from Duracell. The way that the car was looking the directions it was making. As Dolga now looking to go for a move here, side by side they go. As they're about to come across the line. Bunny's still the fastest lap at 117.4 as he looks towards the inside, but Dolga though takes the lead. Sorry, takes third place. What am I saying? Takes the lead. But speaking of taking the lead though, Bunny's taking the lead. And now Andy Forrest needs to take back this position from Dolga to give Bunnies any chance. Bunny was the fastest lap as well. And I'll put lap data on so I can see. Right, there we go. And this front four here, the championship four. So in this situation, just quickly, Jackson, with this situation, with Bunnies in the lead, where does Dolga have to finish for Bunnies to win the championship? I imagine 4th, even with fastest lap, because I think that's the only place I can really see Dolga finishing, like as in lowest that I can see Dolga finishing. Because at the moment, Andy Forrest is losing time with this DRS train. I think if the flag went out now, Dolga would still be champion. But Dolga though is pretty close to Duracell. Not close enough though. He seems to be... Ooh, he's making up a lot of time on the brakes though. What if that's just a Prima thing, the way they're able to like gain so much time on the brakes. And now through this middle sector here. And the baby actually looks like he's gonna try and go for a move on British Army when he gets close enough. And you see here Andy Forrest is not closing in really, not enough to really threaten Dolga. He's setting fairly consistent lap times, you see there, only 66 thousandths off, but it depends what that, I guess what that lap time really is, I guess, compared to these leaders. Okay, maybe he's lapping fairly similarly, but I'm not sure. But Jabber's Bunnies is such a sitting duck though for Duracell. Duracell, not only with the fastest lap, he could also try and take the lead. He's already taken one thing off the Bunnies. Oh, he's going to try that outside line. It's not good enough though. It's not good enough. And Dolga might actually try and get both of them here. He's onto the curb. That was close. That could have really hurt him there. Oh, speaking of really hurt him, Duracell going for the lead. Will there be another with a bit of contact? There is contact. Then he's spun, and then Dolga's gone into him. I don't believe it. It looked like Bunnies gave him enough room. It's just unfortunately the contact in this game is just so broken. We saw it earlier with the baby. And the tiniest of hits, I had it last night in a league race, the tiniest of hits, well the tiniest of taps that is, can just offset the car so much and cause you to spin. At this point it's almost an assured third place here for Dolga. He's 1.6 seconds behind Andy Forrest, but Andy Forrest though could himself take the win. He's got the DRS, he's been sat back on these guys for a while now. Just watching them battle, and then one time something big happens between them all, he's able to capitalise on it. And now the two teammates who are 5th in the championship are now 6th and 7th. What are the odds as Duracell trying to close in? Fastest lap, I believe, at the moment is Duracell. Fastest lap is Duracell because it was the, when he tried to go for the move on Bunnies that, sorry, the last lap when he spun. Sorry, when the contact was made when the accident happened. So you can check his spectators menu. Oh yeah, good point. Race director, lap times for Duracell. No, wrong one. Duracell. 117.3. So who has it then? 117.3, 17.8, 17.5, 17.6, 18.4. Yeah, it is. It is. What's his name? It is Duracell. But look at this though. Andy Forrest has been dropped. But as I was checking them. Yeah, I know. I know, Jackson. Wait, spectator menu. Oh, I get you. Okay. Alright. Well then, so daily stupidity done. As ooh, hello, Ghost being almost let through there by British Army, and now Ghost. Unfortunately, he does have a penalty, so no matter what he does here, he will finish behind Duracell. But I think this is good enough, though. I think even with him dropping a position or two, he should be good enough. Is he going to run him off track? Ooh, that was a bit sketchy there. Andy Frost now closing in, trying to close in within a second. That's what he's got to do to get the DRS off Bunnies. I think Bunnies made a mistake because I think it was about 1.2, 1.1 seconds, near enough there. As Dolger actually closing in a little bit there as well as Yellow Flag who spun. It's the baby. It's the baby. He's got that going again though. Oh, and goes to sent it. What on earth? That was aggressive. That was really aggressive, and he'd be lucky he doesn't get run off track here. Oh my god. Okay, Ghost needs to calm down a little bit there. He did not give him enough room at all there. He was ranting at Clint for not giving him enough room, and he's definitely not given enough room there. He turned in as if he wasn't there. I know the contact's hard to set. You can't exactly control the rear of your car a lot, but that was definitely definitely a bit iffy. As he's gone off there, that's the baby. I think he's intentionally crashed it there. He won't bring out any safety cars. I don't think he would even bring out a VSC at this point. Yep, the car has been cleared, track has been cleared. And as things stand, Dolger is champion by 3 points. And all Dolger has to do now is keep it simple, keep it clean, and he's got the championship. Bunnies doesn't look like he'll be getting anywhere near that fastest lap. No DRS, no slipstream. No more extra points to take. Even with fastest lap, he wouldn't get the championship. Dolger, he's just in the right position. He's in the right place at the right time. He has been this whole season. And it looks like it's going to happen again as we start the final lap of Season 5. The battle for the lead is still not over. The battle for the championship here, for 5th in the championship here, is still not over as well between these two. Duracell getting the move done on Ghost fired up. But Ghost will fight back though. Even with that penalty, he's going to fight tooth and nail. He has done this whole race, even with a couple of questionable incidents, but he's going to try and do it again. The outside is the preferred line probably through that corner when you're battling. And yeah, Jackson St. Dolger getting pole secured in the championship. Yeah, I'm surprised that Bunnies did what he did in qualifying. If you didn't see in qualifying, he was on a lap, which was a decent lap actually. And he ended up coming straight into the pits. He did have the fuel warning light coming up, but I assume that because he had low fuel, or I assumed that he, you know, maybe he would have had like the low fuel warning as he came across the line. But it's shades of Massa and Hamilton. A win. Sorry, the winner of the race is not the winner of the championship. It's going to be a bit of a bitter win as Bunnies comes across the line to take the win of the feature race. But Dolger comes across the line to take the win of the Season 5 Championship. Duracell following in 4th place. I don't know if it's enough though to keep him in 5th place in the Championship. Ghost getting 5th. No, 6th. He's dropped 2 points. Or he's dropped some points there. As we wait for Ashkilos. And Aston saying check the weekend points at the end. I do believe it's Dolger though. I do believe it's Dolger. Ashkilos coming across the line now to end things and to end what's been an interesting championship fight and what's been quite an interesting season full of highs and lows for many drivers. We see new winners and we see a new champion. As you see, the weekend points. Dolger with 11 points. more than Bunnies over the whole weekend. 2 rounds of 15 points for Bunnies, but it's not enough. And in fact, it is actually... Oh, wow. Yeah. But an assured win there for the championship. The gap was 7 points into the weekend, and they come out of it with a gap of 3 points, I think that is there. And in quite controversial fashion as well, Ghost Fired Up does not make the top 5. He does not make the top 5. As you see there, 3 drivers equal on 16 points. Ghost and Duracell were the ones fighting, the 2 teammates fighting for their spot in the playoffs. Well then. That was interesting, wasn't it? Hope you guys enjoyed that one. We're going to invite the top 3 from the weekend into the lobby. In fact, who was 3rd? Kind of forgot about that. Overall 3rd was Annie Forrest. So. Oh, Dolga said he couldn't join the interview, so that's unfortunate. We'll get Bunnies though in, and then we'll get Andy Forrest in. As we wait for the others. People in chat congratulating Dolga. It's been a crazy season, and we've capped it off with a pretty good finish to the championship there. As we wait for the drivers to join. And Dolga through all the odds as well, because of course, you know, at one point he had cars thrown at him, but he was still able to come through and win the championship. Unfortunately, he won't be able to join us in interviews, which is a bit, disappointing. But I'm sure if you follow Torpedo League F2 on Instagram, you'll be able to see maybe an interview, maybe something talking to him. However, though, we are joined by his teammate, Bunnies, and hopefully we'll be joined by Annie for us soon. But I might as well start. Oh, there we go, perfect timing. So we'll start off with Bunnies. I'm sure it's quite a solemn moment. I guess it's a bit of a hollow win. Must feel a little bit like Massa. You win you win the race, but unfortunately you win the you don't win the championship. How do you feel right now? Is it a mixture of emotions?
No, just pure pain.
Oh.
I just spent like a good minute or two just screaming my ass off because I did everything I could. I got taken out on the last lap of the feature race. And I just looked, even if I get him a penalty and it puts me back in P2, on countback, get this, on countback, because of Dolger having more P3s throughout the season, he will win. So, yeah, just nothing I can do. He wins, and I mean, definitely I think he deserves it, but all season I felt I was the driver who could win, and just nothing really went my way.
Well, unfortunately, that's how the season went. Unfortunately, things do happen that way. The incidents that we saw today definitely weren't the brightest in F2's history. There were definitely some moments which made me question what league I was actually watching. But Dolga has put a message in chat. He said, "Thank you so much, everyone. Scott, thanks for commentating on of the races. It was such a joy to watch after the race. Huge respect to Adrian as well. He deserved it as much as I did. He was great. I genuinely want to and would love to join the interview, but I can't right now. Thanks a lot, Scott, for the commentary. Thank you, Dolga." Yeah, I've been in the position of losing a championship, not as close as that. I don't know how that feels, losing a championship that close, but can you know, when you look back at the season though, can you take those not small wins, but you look back at the whole season and you go, that's my most successful season so far, and you've got all this momentum, as down as you feel right now, can you not have your chin held up high, knowing that I've had a great season, we've won the Constructors in frankly dominant fashion, it's over 100 points I believe at the moment, and you're about to go into the playoff race to rejoin F1, does that fill you with a bit more excitement, a bit more get up and go?
I mean, as selfish and petty as this sounds, I'm a racer. I'm pissed off that I didn't win. And like I said, Dolger, absolutely, he completely deserves that win. He was great all season. But like I said, this was the season that I could have won. And yeah, you're right, it was my most successful season, definitely. And so it hurts that I couldn't win it. Because, and I mean, like, I can pinpoint exact moments that cost me the championship is the worst part. I know what cost me the championship. You want to know what I feel cost me the championship? I won't say it in, like, a rude, horrible way. Like, I just want to, like, if you want to know, I can tell you exactly what I feel took away my championship.
Is it France?
Nope. Oh. Well...
There's
now
two.
I have another reason. No, I was thinking that I got what I feel was a quite unfair penalty in Russia, and it cost me 3 positions.
Ooh.
None of which should have been I should have made... I understand the penalty costing me 1 position, but I was given way too harsh of a penalty, and because I waited for Tim on the last lap after having contact with him, I lost 3 positions. And that took me off the podium, and it seems out of the championship. But, I mean, like you said, it's my most successful season in the arc. So it's something. Like I said, I'm a racer. I'm sad that I didn't win, but you are right that this was my most successful season. So there's something in that.
Right then, moving on to Andy Forrest, who is Drogovic. Hello. Right, good debut season. Really good stuff. You finished 4th in the championship overall, really comfortably. Unfortunately, you weren't able to fight for the top 3 in the championship, but you were well clear of the bottom 5. And it was a pretty... I don't know if it was, a planned out one just to sit back and wait in the sprint race, but, to get P2 as well at the end there. Must be pretty good. How do you enjoy Brazil? And overall, though, this sort of weekend, how do you think it went? Again, getting the P2 in the sprint. I can't remember where you came in the feature, but overall, though, I think it must have been a good week, especially to escape from that turn. Well, what was that turn 2 incident where there was contact between you and Askelos? Oh. Well then, so I usually towards the end of the interview ask about the next track and saying hey, if you're looking forward to it or not, but a little bit of a different question for both of you, because you two are in the position to ask this question, so I'll ask it first to you, Andy Forrest. Next season, you can either be in F1 or F2, depending on, of course, the playoff race. What would be your aspirations for next season in each class? Mm. And then if, unfortunately, I do mean this unfortunately, you don't make it into F1, what would your plans be? Would you stay in F2, try and fight for the title again with Tim?
Maybe, but probably not.
Well then, moving on to Adrian, same question to you again. Of course, I'm sure you'd love to get back into F1 after having many seasons in a row in this league. Hopefully you won't lag out like last time.
Yeah. I mean, F2 I can't actually compete in next year because school and time zones did a thing. I've left so many leagues already, I don't want to have to leave another, but I will if I have to. And, well, therefore I need to make it to F1, and that kicks me out of FVR if I go to F1, so... Let's just say, like, absolutely, I'm going to be in both of them for this hypothetical question, because I have no idea what's going to happen. In F2, I would go for the title again. I know I could win it. I would go and win it, pretty much.
Especially with how you've been on this game as well.
Yeah, I mean, with Dulger gone, Dulger I could have beat, and with him, being champion gives you an automatic way into F1. So with him gone, I would, like, championship's mine. I think. I'd like to think that. I think definitely I would have a good shot at it. Who knows if I actually would win it, but I'd have a good shot at it. F1 though, I'd just aim to not be eliminated again. I'd go for, aim for one podium over the season. I think, provided a bit of luck and some...
Wet conditions.
Yeah, I'm good in I'm pretty good in the wet in F2. I'm also pretty good in the wet in F1, just not as good, so... Yeah.
Well then, I hope to see... As an F1 driver, I'm not sure if I'm going to be staying in F1 next season, because Championship, and I'm going to miss tomorrow night's race, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to stay in that top group for the playoff race, but if I do manage to stay in F1, I really hope that I see both of you guys. I'd love to race amongst you, no matter where it is on the grid, up top, down, towards the bottom of the grid. I'd love to be able to race with you guys in a league format. And well, I'm going to stay optimistic, and I'm going to say I look forward to racing with you next season. Well, hope you guys watching have enjoyed that. It was a dramatic championship finale. Yeah, if you came here for a nice little championship battle, you certainly got it, and hopefully if you guys have been watching throughout the whole season, I hope you enjoyed it. It was really enjoyable to commentate on, and thank you to everyone who's been consistently in the chat, including David. He's been more in the chat than he has been in the race, and arguably more successful.
I don't know why David watches the races. And he just says weird crap.
True, very true. But we'll be back. I don't know how long, but we should be back for Season 6 of F2. Hopefully I'll be commentating, and hopefully I'll be racing with these two in F1. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream. Make sure you stay safe, and yeah.